morning, welcome to the Dawg Show, your source for the latest Empire news and sports. I'm your host, Mace Monteith.
And I'm Ava Boozer. 2 weeks down, and I don't know how many to go.
That's surprising, Ava. You don't know something. Way to go. Our top story, our new FFA advisor, Mr. Lemons, is bringing something new to Empire. Here's our reporter, Kenny Rochel, with the story.
Thank you, guys. We're here today with our new FFA advisor, Mr. Lemons, to talk a little bit about the upcoming Kids Shadow opportunity for prospective elementary students. First off, Mr. Lemons, welcome to Empire, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Mr. Lemons, tell us about what you guys are going to be doing on Monday.
Well, we've developed a program called Kids Shadowing that we will be taking our officers, and they are going to go to the elementary and pick up kids, 2 from each class, 1st through 5th grade. And they're going to bring them over here, and we're going to spend the afternoon with them and learn a little bit about ag and what we do in FFA, and hopefully recruit some of these when they get in junior high and high school. They'll be wanting to join us.
How successful has the program been for you in the past?
It's been very successful. The kids have really enjoyed what they're doing and get to see what we get to do outside of school and mess with animals and learn about flowers and plants and welding and everything we get to do here in ag.
What can the elementary students look forward to on Monday?
Monday we're going to be bringing them over, and we're going to plant some succulents and give them some seeds and learn how to plant their own flowers, and they'll get to take them home, and we'll also have cookies and drinks.
Before we let you go, how has your first week been at Empire?
It's been pretty awesome. It's been fun and exciting, and hopefully it continues that way and finish the year out.
Thank you, Mr. Lemons. And those elementary kids can look forward to a good time on Monday. Now back to you in the Dawg Show studios.
The Empire FFA will also be competing in livestock judging on the 31st.
This week, we're starting a new segment on the Dawg Show, where we look at some of the content on our various social media platforms. Mace, can you tell our viewers about where you can find EMP content?
You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and we have a podcast, and that's it.
Well, it looks like I'm not the only one who doesn't know something. We have a podcast? Really? It's the EMP Dogcast, and you can also find us on TikTok.
Keegan, tell us about what's happening in the EMP universe.
Thanks, guys. This is the first episode of Inside the EMP Multiverse. As you can see, I don't get a fancy set or background. They just sent me out in the hall. Maybe if more people would watch, Coach K will actually let me back in the classroom. So all these social media platforms I tell you about, go like and subscribe, and tell them that Keegan sent you. First off, if you're watching on YouTube, that's the main place to find the EMP stuff. There's the Dawg Show, and coming in the next few weeks, Bulldog Book Talk. We'll be back in some fun skits and commercials. You can also follow us on Facebook. All of the links posted take you here to our YouTube page or our podcast site, which is the EMP Dogcast. You can also check us out on Twitter at Empire Media Pro 1, and probably the platform we have the most fun with is our TikTok page at Empire Media Productions 21. Well, that's all the time Coach K gave me this week. I might be back next week or might not. See you guys or something.
Thanks, Keegan. Look for those social media updates often. Now for a look at what's going on in the elementary with the Bulldog broadcast.
On the first week of school, our 5th graders didn't start slow. They got to work. We talked with Mrs. Turner about what they did.
Thank you, guys. I'm here today with Miss Turner to talk about what the 5th graders did last week. Miss Turner, thank you for joining us. Tell us a little about the adventure your students went on last week.
Last week, being the first week of school, we started it off with a bang, taking a field trip every day last week. We went to Fort Sill and went to Starbase, and had great interactive classroom experiences in the Starbase classroom.
That sounds really fun. And for those who may not know what Starbase is, could you explain it to us?
Starbase is a STEM program that gives our students hands-on experiences with experiments, learning about rocketry, learning about Newton's laws, Bernoulli's principles, learning how the forces work. We had to hope that they could create their egg to survive a rocket launch that would hit a pad and see if their egg would survive with the materials that they were allowed to use to go around that. They shot straw rockets off. The amount of things that they did and explored during that time is a lot of experiments and learning through the exploration.
And how important do you feel Starbase is for students, and how big has the program been for Empire Schools and specifically your 5th grade classes over the years?
Starbase is a huge impact for our kids. It starts out 5th grade. We like it because we go that very first week of school. It hits so many of our 5th grade standards, and I can go back and use that in my classroom throughout the entire year. We refer back to it during our science fair projects and things like that. This program is huge for our classroom. I teach math and science for 5th grade, and so being able to have all of those experiments going on, the numbers that they learn, the metric system that they learn, it's a huge piece that we get to go back and reuse throughout the entire year.
That's great. Thank you, Ms. Turner. And now back to the Bulldog broadcast.
Thank you.
Thanks for that report. The library is open, and Mrs. Lucini is waiting for you guys to come check out books to get you guys started towards a spot on the million-word wall.
Before we go to Bulldog Sports, here's a look at your Bulldog weather.
After a slow start to the season, the Empire Lady Bulldogs fast pitch team got their first victories of the season on Tuesday night at Fletcher in convincing fashion, running both Fletcher and Velma. The Lady Dogs finished out the week last night at home against the Central Broncos. We'll have the results from that game on today's News from the Hill. And it doesn't seem like it should be here, but ready or not, here comes the football season. Bulldog sports reporter Carson Skiles talked with our head coach, Coach Hayes, about the upcoming season.
Thanks, Shelby. I'm here today with our head football coach, Coach Hayes. Coach, thanks for joining us today.
You bet.
Coach, how has the preseason gone for the Bulldogs?
It's went pretty well. I think it's a slow process, and we're learning, and, a lot of new guys out there. But, football's football, and I think that, we worked hard and got after it, and we're ready for game week.
What challenges have there been moving up to 11-man?
There's a few, but I don't think, football's football, and, I think having 6 guys, 6 more guys out there and a wider field, I think it'll be a process, but, we're learning and we'll get there.
How do you feel the scrimmage went last week?
I felt we did some things right, and then we did some things wrong, and we got some things to work on, and, I thought, the first couple, series we looked really good, and then we kind of got tired or got mentally exhausted. I don't know what it was, but we kind of fell off a little bit. But things to work on and improve on.
Coming off of back-to-back district titles, first time in school history, what's the expectations for this year?
We expect to be there right in the hunt again. That's the three-peat is kind of our thing that we've got going on, and hopefully we can get there, and I think that we have the kids and the athletes to do that. But a lot of things are gonna have to go right, and we're gonna have to get better in a lot of spots, and but I think overall we have a chance to do that.
Coach, thanks for joining us today. And you can come see the Bulldogs open the season at Rush Springs tonight at 7 p.m. Now back to Shelby with the rest of the Bulldog Sports.
Thanks, Carson, for that report. The Dogs take on Rush Springs tonight at 7, and the home opener will be next Thursday night. That's a look at your week of Bulldog Sports. Now back to you in the Dog Show studios.
Thanks for that sports report. That's all the time we have for this week's Dog Show.
Be sure to check out our EMP content on our various social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok.
We will see you back here next week, same time, same channel. And be excellent to each other, Empire.
Deuces, Empire.
But mostly be excellent to each other.